Hi guys, it is Tuesday, May 30th, 2017, and I'm here to do my WIP video. This is take 2, because I kept dropping frames on me and freezing every 3 seconds, so we'll see if this goes better. I think I'm going to have to find a different way to record, because this laptop that I'm using to record that has Windows Movie Maker on it, I think is dying very quickly. So hopefully this will work out okay. You might grab some stitching. This might be a little bit on the long side for one of my videos, but I have a finish, and if you're connected to me anywhere on the internet, on Facebook or on YouTube, you've probably seen it because I cross-posted it like anywhere, everywhere. So we'll talk about that. And I have some other WIPs and some plans and some haul and some general stuff. So we'll just get started. And of course, we're going to start with the finish, you guys. Look at this. Our old friend Maidens of the Seasons, she's going away because look at her. She is all finished. I finished her last Thursday after 6 days of beading. And she is finally done. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I've been working on this somewhat on and off, but a lot of on for 2 years. And so I am very happy to have her done. She is done on 28 Count Impressionism by Sugar Maple Fabric, which, as we've discussed previously, unfortunately is no longer in business. And I remember when this fabric came out, the owner of Sugar Maple, Mindy, had designed it specifically for this project. She designed the fabric shortly after this project came out, with this project in mind, and she did a fabulous job. So let's look at this a little closer, shall we? Hopefully my software will be nice to me. So there's Spring, and she has a bunch of beads in her border. There's her face. She has her eyes closed. She's holding her flower that she picked. And she's got some beads there in her bodice, in her sleeve. There's a bunch of purple beads in the border. And then there's a bunch of green. And they kind of look blue-green. They really kind of look blue, but when you put them against the green, they look green. Beads in her wrap. And then on the bottom of her skirt. There's, around the bottom edge, there's a bunch of petals in her skirt and on the ground. And there's a mistake in the bottom of her skirt that threw off the counting on the rest of it. And so there's some fudging in the bottom of her skirt and then the flowers. But they're the flowers. Nobody's going to know unless you compare it to the chart. So I just went with it because I was not going to frog all that. So there is Spring. And here is Summer. Summer does not have any beads in her border, but she has a bunch of beads in her hair. And in the top of her hair, let me fold this up. I think part of the problem is having with drop frames is touching the mouse pad. But she's got a bunch of beads in her hair. And I think that a lot of the beads in her hair down here in the long part of her hair is supposed to be like water drops. Like maybe she just got out of the water and she's finger combing in her hair. And she's just got a lot of water in her hair. And then she's got, sorry, this is kind of awkward. And then she's got this trim down here on the bottom of her dress, which I think her dress is actually more like a swimsuit cover-up, because you can see it kind of looks like it's wrapped around her. It doesn't look like she's wearing it. It looks like it's wrapped around her. So the edge of her dress is heavily beaded, and then there's some decoration there in the middle. And then there's her feet and the floor, and there's some beaded fringe on the bottom of her dress. So there she is. There's Summer. And I posted in Stitch Mania while I was beading this that I was kind of afraid of running out of beads on this one color, and I'll show you what color it is. Oh, I'm folding this up more than normal because I'm trying to keep this video running. This orange color here in her bracelet, that's the color that I was afraid of running out of. That's Mill Hill 00275. And that's what I have left of it. There is barely anything left. I think there might be about 30-40 beads left in there. There is barely anything left of that package. There were so many beads of that color in her hair, in her bracelet, in her dress, in the decoration down here, in the edge of her dress. There were so many beads. So there's my Maidens of the Seasons. I finally finished her. I started her, I don't remember if I said this on this video or on the first take. I started her back in 2003 or 4. I know I worked on her in 04. I don't know if I started in her 03 or 04. The copyright on the chart says 03, so maybe I started in 03. And then she went away until 2015. I pulled her out around June of 2015 and made her my work project, and I worked on her at work for many, many months. And I took some breaks. I brought her home because I worked on Flockwork Hummingbird for a while, and she went away for a few months here and there. And then at the beginning of April, I brought her home, and now she's finished. So yay! This is my third finish for 2017, and my third finish for the year WIPs. So yay! And it's my first large mirror that I finished. It's not the first one that I started. It's not the only one that I've started. But I finished Christmas Elf Fairy, which is actually branded under Mirabilia, but she's not very big. And I finished Bluebell, which is branded under Nora Corbett. But this is my first large mirror finish. So I'm very excited that she is finally done. I took her to work today and I pinned her up on the wall of my cubicle, and so I got a little bit of response there. I had some friends at work who have been watching me work on her and they wanted to see her, so I took her to work and they all saw her, so I brought her home, A, for safekeeping, and B, because I needed her to make my video. So there she is. She's all done. So our old friend Maidens of the Seasons, it's time to say goodbye. She's going away. I don't know what I'm going to do about framing, because there's still another design, autumn and winter, of course. I have the chart, and I'd like to stitch it, but I am so tired and I need a break. So I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm obviously not going to be able to do them on matching fabric because Sugar Maple is out of business. I could probably find a dyer to do a similar fabric, but it's probably not right for that design. So I'm thinking I'm going to frame them together or frame them the same, but I need to have them both done. So this is probably going to sit like this for a while until I... What was that? Until I get the energy to embark on that project. But for right now, I'm just glad this is done because I am so tired. So there's my big accomplishment for the month of May. I finished Maidens of the Seasons. So, yay. Other WIPs. I did work on other stuff. My work project has been Amaryllis in Bloom by the Dimension School Collection Petites. And even though I've been working on this at work and it's only been getting 2.5 hours a week, it's been moving pretty quickly. I felt like I've made a significant amount of progress in those couple hours. So last month I was working on filling in the flowers in the center of the flowers there. You can't really see it on the screen, but they're filled in with like a cream pale yellow kind of color. And then I started on the pot, and I've done a lot of the pot. Those big holes you see in the pot here are where the ivy leaves are going to go. So I'm going to get to those soon. But I was happy. I felt like I made a lot of progress for a piece that really doesn't get a ton of time. It's been moving quickly, so I've been happy. So there's that. And this is stitched on the 18 count Aida that came in the kit. And then my other project that I pulled out since I finished Maidens of the Seasons, I pulled the bookshelf back out. And then that was just this past weekend. I pulled it back out. So when we left off last month, I had stitched that bottom border there, and I had stitched Austen, Bronte, Wilder, and I was almost done with Alcott. And so I finished Alcott, I finished the rest of the names, I did the books, and I've almost completed the title. And that's just been from Saturday until today. So there's that. These frames are dropping like crazy. I'm gonna have to do some careful editing of this video. And so that's what I've worked on. I finished Maidens, which took a lot longer than I was hoping. I was hoping to have it done by the middle of the month. Dropped frames. This is driving me crazy. I was hoping to have it done by the middle of the month, but I didn't finish it till the 25th. So, there's that. And then I worked on the bookshelf. I worked on Amaryllis in Bloom. So, next we'll do haul, and then we'll do plans and general commentary about Laurel's stitching. Yeah. The haul. Yeah, this whole not buying as much thing hasn't really gone that well. I have a little pile here. It just seems to like accumulate. Because at the beginning of the month I was like, oh, I bought this and that's not too bad. And by the end of the month I'm like, oh my gosh, I bought all this stuff. So we got a little pile here. So we'll just go through it and sort of just the order that it's stacked here. I placed an order to 123 Stitch because I needed, what did I need? I needed a pack of beads. I was missing a pack of beads that I needed to finish Mains of the Seasons. And of course, it's ridiculous to pay $3 in shipping to get a pack of beads for $1.50. So of course I had to add to the order. So one of the things that I added to the order was some mill hook kits. I'll show them to you as I come across them here, but here's the first one. Is Love Stitching. Oh, here's another one. This one is the pine cone. Very Christmassy. I love it. And I also have under here, oh, this is, no, I didn't buy that from 123 Stitch, I don't think. I think I bought this on Stash and Load. But this is a Sandra Cozzolino Santa, Saint Nick. I got that. I seem to have bought a lot of Santas this month. They're going to notice a theme here. I think there must be 3 or 4 Santas in here. This is one of the ones that I bought. I blame this on Annette. Jim Shore Penguin. Annette's used to me blaming her for stuff. I do it quite frequently. The companion, last month I bought Peppermint Sweet. Sorry for the glare. This month I bought Marshmallow Sweet. And there's still 2 more in the series that I need to get. There's a snowman and there's an owl. I got some stuff here that would work for Dark October stitching or Dark 13th stitching. Blackbird Designs, Raven Bewitched. This was enabled by Abby Bella Stitch. She seems to be another one that I frequently blame for stuff. This I came across on Stash and Load and I grabbed it. This is Kindred Spirits by the Primitive Needle, which Abby stitched not too long ago. And it says, with Kindred Spirits tried and true, may Halloween be fine for you. And I think this is my first Primitive Needle chart. I don't think I have anything else of hers. Because they're out of print, they're expensive, they're difficult to find. So I think this is my first Primitive Needle chart that I got. Some other random little things here. This is a company that I've never heard of actually. Widgets and Wool Primitives. This is card called Warm Wool. And it says Warm Wool for the Newborn King. It's clearly a Christmas design. And it is stitched in Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts. This is by Bent Creek. Are You a Little Scared? It's just a cute, quick design. Halloween. This is another Blackbird design. This is, what is this? Pumpkin Farm. I'm amassing quite the collection of Blackbird designs here. So there's Pumpkin Farm. This is, I think actually Coffee Stitcher Garrett just finished his, I think. Um, Blackbird Designs Octopus Garden. This is one of the Magical Mystery Tour series Beatles designs. I think I might have all of them now. Well, I gifted away my Strawberry Fields Forever chart because I finished it. And I'm not sure that I have Eleanor Rigby, but I know I have the others. There's some more Dark October, Dark 13th stitching. Whispered by the Wind. Gatekeepers. And I want to say actually that Emily at Eclectic Possessions is stitching this. The Morning Tree. This looks like Emily. And I think that she's stitching this. This is something I came across. And I just thought it was kind of cool. This is Needle Made Designs, which I'm not sure that I've ever heard of, frankly. But it's a Russian Grandfather Frost. And I just thought he was pretty. Mirabilia. Do you guys have this experience every time you buy a new Mirabilia? You're like, I'm going to start that one next. I'm going to start that one next. And every time I get a new Mirabilia or new Nora Corbett, I'm like, that's the one I'm going to start next. That's the one I'm going to start next. And the truth is, I don't even have any idea of when I'm going to start one next. So, you know, but this one is Ring Around the Rose Tree. And it's the 4 little girls playing a game. And they're just really cute. This I just got today. This I got from Amazon. Because again, I was ordering something else. Actually, I was ordering something else. And I had a gift card that I hadn't used. So I went and grabbed my gift card. And I got Hummingbird and Morning Glories from Dimensions. And it says, Praise God from whom all blessings flow. And this, it comes with blue Ada. I may end up using the Ada just because of the color. Because some of the design is unstitched. Some of the design, they just let the fabric color be the color in the design. But I'm pretty sure that I have a light blue, or I could get a light blue fabric. So, maybe not. Got that. Here's one of the other Santas I got. These are old projects. I remember stitching a few of these like in the 90s. Does this have a copyright date on it? But I know these are from the 90s. This is Weekender's Rosy Cheeked Santa. So there's another Santa. My gripe with this series is it says fun private time projects that can be completed in a weekend. Yeah, no. I think what they really mean is it takes 48 hours. You cannot complete this in 2 days. But there's Santa. And another Santa design that's actually become one of my favorites because I keep seeing it everywhere and I just think it's really pretty. Candy Cane Santa by Dimensions Gold Collection. They also have this available in a stocking, which I'm sure all of you have seen. And Dimensions Gold Collection, Japanese Garden. Layla just finished hers. I think she's Novice Stitcher. She just finished hers. I got that. I actually ordered something else with this. My friend had texted me one day and said, can you give me the names of some stupid drop frames? Can you give me some names of some stitching shops? And she said, I saw somebody working on a project that I really like and I want to find it. And so, you know, I told her 1, 2, 3 Stitch and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, what project is it? What are you looking for? And she said, well, it's footprints. And it's in a cross and it has the beach And so I found it and I said, this one, and she said, yeah. Okay, so then I was browsing Stash and Load. And I came across that this lady was selling it. And so I grabbed it because it was, you know, it was a reasonable price. And she had this and I grabbed this too. So I gave that one to her and she was surprised. She was surprised that I got it for her. But it was a reasonable price. So. And the last thing that I got is this is a problem because she wrote on the plastic bag. I got this off eBay. Let's see if I can open it. Somebody, you know, I remember when this design first came out, and it was one of those designs where it came up so often that I kind of rolled my eyes when I saw it. Like, that again, really? Haven't we had enough of this design already? But, I'm sorry for the noise. This bag is taped shut. But somebody posted it that she was working on it, and I was like, that's really pretty. I think this design was out in the 90s or in the early 2000s, and I was like, that's really pretty. So, and then it came up again, and I'm like, let me go find that. So I found it on eBay, and this is Marjolaine Baston's Four Seasons. And what really got me about it, hold on a second here. What really got me about it was the border. The border is just so pretty. And all four of the seasons are represented in the border. There's spring, and there's fall down at the bottom there. And the border is just so pretty. Or I guess maybe that's spring up there. But that's what got me, is the border. And then the seller was also selling it with a fat, what size this is? Fat half of fat half of 25 count Lugana. So yay. I don't know that I'll use it for that project because this is a really good candidate for a Haid, like Mini Alice and Snow White or some other Haid. Better candidate for a Haid than for Marjolaine Baston, but she was selling them together, so yay for me. So there's my shopping for the month. I have some more stuff coming. You guys, I finally joined a Fabric of the Month club. My computer is making noise. I finally joined a Fabric of the Month club. I'm telling you, this computer's on its way out. Every month where I open it up and it works and it lets me record, I'm kind of shocked because it's going downhill fast. Anyway, I joined a Fabric of the Month club. I haven't been getting along with Fabric of the Month clubs in the past because the idea of receiving a random piece of fabric every month that I may or may not like, I may or may not use, it may or may not be to my taste, doesn't really appeal to me. I watch a lot of you who are in the clubs and you show them on your floss tube videos, most notably Katie, at the Stash Queen. And some of them I'm like, oh, that's really pretty, I like that one. But then I can go on the website and buy the ones that I like. Because there's a lot of them where I'm like, I would never use that. Or, you know, that's not my style. I don't particularly like that one. So, Fabric of the Month clubs and I just don't get along for that reason. Because I'm like, it doesn't appeal to me to get a random piece of fabric every month. But I heard that Eric at Ship's Manor was starting a Primitive Fabric of the Month Club. And I'm like, now that's more my speed. That's something I can do. So I signed up for Eric's Fabric of the Month. The primitive one. He also has a bold one. I think that's what he calls it. He has one for bolder colors, and he has a primitive one. So I signed up for June, and I paid for it. So I'm excited to see what comes in that. And he's allowing you to order the June Fabric of the Month without subscribing to the club. So, you know, go over there and check out his site. He's got lots of cool stuff. Eric at Ships Manor. And the other thing I did is I bought a grab bag from Jo at Silks For You. She was putting together grab bags where she promised at least one hank of silk and then some other goodies like needle minders and trims and whatever else. And she posted, I think yesterday or the day before, saying she had posted them out if you had paid. So I'm excited to see what comes in that. So Jo at Silks For You is awesome. So there's my shopping adventures for the month. Plans. June plans. Finish the bookshelf. And finish Amaryllis in Bloom. I'm hoping to finish Amaryllis in Bloom. The Stitchmania Stitch Along is Wine and Whips. And this year I've decided to participate. And I'm going to participate with my work project. I'm going to do a bookshelf and Amaryllis in Bloom at home. And I've decided that I'm going to do Wine and Whips as my work project. Because it just sort of fits the function of one of the functions of my work slot is to get some progress on some of these projects that I maybe don't enjoy so much or whatever. It's problem projects. So the two projects that I've chosen are Your WIPs projects. And the first one, I'm going to start on Thursday. Thursday is June 1st. Is Dutch Treat Shabbat Table Topper. And if you remember last time I showed this, I was saying that there was a spot on it that I didn't know what it was or how it got there. I took a wet paper towel to it last night, and it seems to have come out pretty well. I think there might be a faint mark on in one place, but I'm sure when I finish it and wash it, it'll come out. So here's what I've done so far. I've done 1/4 of it, minus the border. I haven't finished the border. But there's 3 more of each square around the edge, and then I gotta do the outside border and the inside border. So I'm gonna take that to work on Thursday. And I'm going to spend 2 weeks on it. I'm going to do it from the 1st to the 15th. And see if I can get some progress. And maybe some momentum that I'll be able to finish. Bring it home and finish it after that. Or be interested in finishing it after that. I have some concerns about working on this at work. Because it's clearly a very distinctly Jewish design, and there's a lot of people at work that don't really pay any attention to my stitching, but there are some people who do, and I just know there's going to be a bunch of questions about, oh, you're stitching a Jewish design, are you Jewish? Well, no, I'm not. Well, then why are you stitching it? You know. So, my father was Jewish, and I've discussed this before. By the standard of most sects of Judaism, I would not be considered Jewish because my mother is not Jewish. But my father was, my older brothers are because their mother was Jewish. I practice Christianity. I don't practice Judaism. But I still have some Jewish items and trinkets and things, interest. So there's my piece. I'm just going to get probably kind of tired of explaining this to people. Anyway, there's my first project for the Euro WIPs. or for wine and whips, and the Euro whips. Shabbat Table Topper by Dutch Treat. My second project is one that I keep saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And it seems like it should be easier, but for some reason I'm having trouble getting going on it. I've been saying this for at least a year, that I'm going to knock this project out, and for some reason I'm not interested in it. Summer Arches by Bent Creek. That's what it looks like. And this is where I am. This is the middle arch. This is the watermelon. I'm going to do this during the second half of the month. And I think I'm going to focus on finishing that watermelon, filling in that watermelon. Because I think that's what's really slowing me down, is I'm just kind of bored with these straight lines back and forth of watermelon and rind. And I think that's what's really just slowing me down. And I think if I can get past that watermelon, I hope that'll be okay and continuing on with the rest of the project. So there's my plans for June. Amaryllis and Bloom, bookshelf, Shabbat Table Topper, wine and whips. Summer Arches, wine and whips. Yeah. Year of Whips. If you've been watching my channel for the last 2 years, and I hope you have, I've been working on 3 large projects, for the most part, for 2 years. It started last June, 2 years ago, June of 15, with pulling Mains of the Seasons back out. And then in August of 15, I started Blackwork Hummingbird. And then in March of 16, I pulled out Simple Life Sampler. And I've been working on those 3 projects mostly. I've done some other things in between. I've done some smaller projects. I did some Halloween stuff. I've done some Mill Hill stuff. I've done some smaller stuff. But for the most part, I have been working on 3 big projects for 2 years. I finally finished all 3 of them. And I am so tired. I am just so tired of these marathon types of projects. And so I'm going to kind of just put aside the large projects, and I'm going to focus on finishing up some of my smaller Euro Whips pieces that stitch up more quickly, like the 4 I already showed you. And my Ohio map that I still want to do, I think I'm going to maybe get to that in July, or August or something. I'm going to get to it sometime this year. And my Margaret Bendig Necessaire Trio that I'd like to get to. But I think I'm just going to kind of take it easy for a while and stitch some smaller things and get some finishes in and stay away from these big projects, because I'm just really tired. I have a couple of big projects left on my Euro Whips list. The biggest being Savannah, and I'm not going to get to her this year. Per 16th Century, maybe I'll get to it at the end of the year. Quaker Game Board, maybe I'll get to it at the end of the year. But for right now, I'm ready for some smaller projects and some faster finishes. And to not have to push so hard and so long to finish the stuff. So the fact that the bookshelf is stitching up so quickly, I'm loving it. I might sneak a couple of Mill Hill kits in there, but I'm ready for a break from big projects. So I'm hoping by the end of the year, all of those 4 projects that I named are Euro Whips projects. Actually, all 6 of those projects. All of those projects I just named are Euro Whips projects. But I'm hoping by the end of the year, I'm going to be at 8 or 9 or 10 finishes for the Euro Whips. Today there started to be some discussion about round 2. I'm tired just thinking about that, you guys. I am so not up for round 2. Get back to me in December, maybe I'll change my mind. I'm so not up for round 2. So I think I might cheerlead next year, but no. Or maybe I'll take up the projects that I didn't finish this year and combine it with some other stuff that I want to do next year. But I am not up for round 2 of the Euro WIPs. Oh, one more thing that I got. I got the Quaker coffee mug from Beth at Heartstring Samplery. First I drink the coffee, then I do the things. And I actually bought 2 of them. I gave one to my coworker. And she enjoyed that. That woman has had 3 cups of coffee by the time she gets to work. And she usually has another 1 or 2 when she gets to work. So it was perfect for her. She doesn't function without her coffee. So she enjoyed that. Did I get to everything? I think I got to everything stitching related. We're 41 minutes in. I hope you've been stitching. The only other thing is life, job. I had an interview for county council. I think when I did my last video I had scheduled the interview, but I hadn't done it yet. I did the interview. Turns out it was a screening interview that she was the supervising paralegal and she was screening him, and her boss was gonna decide who he wanted to call back for another interview. I have not received a call yet. I don't know what I want to happen. I wasn't thrilled with the location of the job. It's not convenient. And then when she told me what the job was, I'm really not thrilled with that. And she even admitted to me that it's not really paralegal work. It sounds kind of tedious. She said it was tedious. I'm not really excited about the job. So, if I don't get a call back, I'll be kind of disappointed because I want my promotion, but I don't really know that I want that job. So that's about where that is, and nothing new has happened on that front. I'm still in my job, my same job that I've been in for 11 years. And so I continue to wait. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I meant to tell you guys. I think I got everything. I think I got everything. So, I hope you have a wonderful June. And I hope this is the end of Stitch Mania month, of course. Oh, I had intended to participate in Stitch Mania with my Victorian Village ornaments. I didn't do that. They're sitting right here. I looked at them and I thought, oh, I should get to those, but I didn't. So maybe I'll add that to my list of things to get to for the Euro WIPs, but I didn't do it this month. And so I hope you all enjoyed Stitch Mania. I've enjoyed watching all of your vlogs and your updates, and I love Stitch Mania. Even though I don't usually participate in it, it's great fun to watch all of you. And Wine and Whips is coming up. I'm going to participate in Wine and Whips, and I'm going to enjoy watching all of you participate in Wine and Whips. So I will see you next time, and happy summer if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. I guess happy winter if you're in Australia. And I will see you next time. Bye.